Yes, welcome to DBL. That was a clip from Beyonce's song Texas Hold'em. It is now #1 on Billboard's Hot Country chart. This makes Beyonce the first black woman to top the country chart. Now, according to Billboard, she is also the first woman to top both hot country songs and hot R&B hip-hop songs since the genre chart list back in 1958. The only other artists to have ever topped both charts are Morgan Wallen, Justin Bieber, Billy Ray Cyrus, and Ray Charles. Erica, what does this mean? Tell me.
I don't know what it means, but it's
someone
hot.
that worked in country. This is the first black artist. This is a big deal.
No, I mean, yes, it's a big deal. But also, this is why historical context is so important.
Okay,
it's important to understand your history. It's important to understand the history of music. I mean, you talk about the banjo and the symbolic or the importance of the banjo when it comes to country music. When you talk about black cowboys, you talk about the history of country music. That not only just the beat, but also the soulful nature of it. It's not a new thing.
Right.
And I appreciate that in this Renaissance era, that this is the next act.
Well, I think for the public, it's a new thing.
No, but Erica, but we're learning that.
Yes.
To Erica's point, I learned that from her mom, and her mom wrote about that in Essence magazine. And it's important to know these things. So thank you for saying that, Erica.
It is, and I mean, Erica, being somebody that worked in country, I'm sure you saw a lot of artists that maybe didn't make it to national attention, but there probably have been a lot of black artists that either had the ability to make songs like this and went to another genre because they felt like there wouldn't be doors open for them. And I wonder if this kind of success, in which we were talking before we came back, everybody loves this song, there's now going to be little young girls that'll be like, hey, country is an avenue that's now open for me, if that's where their heart takes them.
Well, I always think of Mickey Guyton because I did my year of country radio in 2013, and she was very much, I guess, simmering at that point. And to see her, performing at, I believe last year was a Super Bowl, it's something that it's a long time coming.
Right.
And I hope that Beyonce bringing attention. Also, K. Michelle has been working on her album for quite some time that she's planning on going into country radio and country music. So there's a lot that's happening, and I hope that this just adds to the excitement.
I love it. Maybe Grammy?
Oh, heck
Finally, long overdue. Okay, so Blake Lively, you guys, I know, Jeff, you're really into Blake right now, right? He said it. Blake Lively showed fans a new...
That's a married man right there. I'm not copping anything. I got to go home after this.
Blake Lively showed off a new view of her outfit from the Super Bowl. We all saw her outfit during the big game, but now we're getting an up-close look. Blake shared this video on Instagram. Okay, you get to see her pants, also her shoes, which is cool. She also showed off some of her $500,000 worth of jewelry, including a bracelet with the Deadpool character on it, who, of course, is her husband, Ryan Reynolds. She also said, Jeff, when she was describing her outfit, she goes, I had more jewelry on than like the pirates on the Pirates of the Caribbean.
The skeleton on the Pirates.
Hilarious. Okay, so what did you think of that? Do you like the shoe?
I did. It would feel weird to me if I did something like that. But for her, good look. I'm glad she's getting a little shine because she's beautiful. She's fun.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We talk.
She's beautiful.
A little bit Taylor. I'm
Yeah.
glad, Blake's getting a little shine. She's a star in her own right, too.
She
Let's
really
not pass
is.
her by.
Yep.
Well, Erica's talking about what was old is new again. I'm just looking at that Adidas tracksuit, and people are looking at it like it's this brand new thing that came out. It's like LL had that on in the I'm Bad video.
But he didn't
Now
have
the shoes
not the shoe
Yeah,
pants.
no
What do you think of
one's
the
ever
shoe
connected shoe to pants.
I don't like the shoe pants.
You're not into the shoe
I
pants?
don't like it.
I think I don't need it.
It feels
Who's
like it would be
asking for a
dirty.
shoe pant?
I like the shoe pants.
I love the shoe
No one
pants.
asked for
Here's
that.
the great thing about this particular cut for the shoe pant
It
is your
elongates?
pants will never drag.
You don't
Right.
step on them.
You know how dirty the bottom of those 3 stripes would be by the end of the day walking around? It would be filthy.
But she's right.
one.
But it flared,
I
it
know,
would be
but those
worse.
are directly on the ground, and that's
She's not
white. They
wearing
would
them
be
again.
super dirty.
She's also not going anywhere dirty. She's going from limo to limo.
She's not going anywhere dirty.
Well, they're not carrying her.
Yeah, they kind of are.
She floats.
All right. Let's get a look at this because Vanity Fair has released their 30th annual Hollywood issue featuring 11 stars: Bradley Cooper, Natalie Portman, Pedro Pascal, Coleman Domingo, love Jodie Comer, yes, Lily Gladstone, Greta Lee, Charles Melton, Da'Vine, Joy Randolph, Jenna Ortega, and Barry Keoghan. The stars got together for the cover and also to talk about their careers as well as other celebrities they get mistaken for. Watch.
I get Matt Damon a lot.
Keira Knightley.
Ooh, that's a good one.
All the time. Very flattering.
Someone came up to me at an airport lounge and was like, "You are so good on Billions."
Wow.
And I said, "Thank you."
Barry Keoghan also talked about being starstruck meeting someone. Listen to what he had to say.
As a fan, meeting The Rock.
What?
Yeah.
You met The Rock?
I met The Rock. I just couldn't speak. Just kept looking up at him. And I was like, oh. I was like, sorry about this. And he went, come here to me, and took me in, and I hugged him. It was so nice.
Oh, Barry. And lastly, some of the celebs talked about their first audition. I love stories like this. Watch.
Mine was a musical on Broadway.
How'd that go?
I got it.
Again, not surprised at all.
Amazing. What did we think about all of these stars? You're smiling. What did you think?
That was not amazing. Stop it.
Well, it's amazing that she
audition
actually
stories
got
are
the
my
audition.
favorite. They're my favorite. You need a better story.
I will argue, Jeff, your audition stories are my favorite.
Yeah.
Those
are my favorite
But if
to
you're
tell.
a really good singer, you have a leg up. My
I don't need to
audition
hear
stories
that.
are
How was the lotto? I won. Great. You know what I
like
mean?
the juicy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think about all these new stars? I mean, some of them we know, some of them we don't.
I like, you know what, they're trying to do something, shake it up a little bit. I do like the format of them just talking instead of the straight interview thing style. So they're telling stories from their own experience. They got to tweak some things out, but I'm liking where they're going in that direction.
Yeah, I also think they added a little cheeky part at the end. I don't know if you guys caught this, but Barry Keoghan was on the treadmill that they all had, and he showed up at the end. I don't know if you saw.
Yep, I saw.
A little bit of fun. So he's got a little sass, little cuteness, and I like that little treadmill Jamiroquai moment.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Nice. Yes, good Jamiroquai pull there.
Thank
I was
you.
impressed.
Thank you.
I nailed my first audition too.
Did you?
I did. My first movie audition ever. I told the story. I was in Mississippi in college, and they were filming A Time to Kill down there.
Yep.
My cousin was auditioning to be the court reporter. She was like, they're looking for young black males to be an extra, and they brought me in, and they cast me to be the young black guy that throws the Molotov cocktail on the Klansman. Yes.
Your career could have went.
But he didn't take it.
I didn't take it because
the role.
my professor scared me to death. She was like, "You're gonna fail this year and start over." And I was young, and I was like, "I can't tell my mom I failed out of college." So I told.
So you blame the math teacher for the rest of your life?
It was. I had been on set for
hating.
Yeah, she was
that
kind of
could have been Al in the Jamiroquai naked video.
That could, yes, that would have been a bigger blur.
Just a big pixelation.
All right. Even if you don't watch the reality show Jeff and I watch, oh yes, Vanderpump Rules, you've probably heard of Tom Sandoval. He is the villain cheater involved in Scandal. But now he's making headlines for comments he made in his New York Times Magazine interview when asked why he felt the Scandal affair received so much attention. He said, quote, "I witnessed the O.J. Simpson thing and George Floyd and all these big things, which is really weird to compare this to that I think, but do you think in a weird way it's a little bit the same?" Quickly following the publication, Tom took to Instagram to apologize, saying, quote, "My intentions behind the comments I made in New York Times Magazine were to explain the level of national media attention my affair received. I'm incredibly sorry and embarrassed." Erica, you were shaking your head.
Some of y'all have a very homogenized bubble and group of friends, and it shows.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just certain things that you should know better. And even if you spoke out of turn and you didn't have proper PR, which it definitely sounds like you didn't, you are a public figure who has been under a ton of scrutiny, and you should know better. There is an account, and I have to call this out because I think people always make this mistake. When someone is giving you constructive criticism based on something that you did and you messed up, and he absolutely did mess up, you can't just block them and ignore them and not take take that feedback. Bravo While Black is one of the biggest Bravo accounts out there. It really, all these accounts and creators are helping to shape the narrative of what these people are really enjoying as their careers. So for Tom Sandoval to start blocking accounts talking about criticism as to how he could have handled that situation better, I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, and it's you know, it's a shame for many reasons. Obviously, what he said is a shame, but Jeff and I were talking, you know, for a year, this guy has been roasted, lambasted, ostracized, supposedly suffering suicidal thoughts. Jeff and I felt bad for him last week. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, Tom.
We'll talk more in the break. Check us out on YouTube because I have a lot to say about
Okay, good. All right, so good call. We will talk more in the break. Coming up on DBL, crazy video of an Amazon vehicle being split in half by a train. And we're talking with Joe Manganiello on all about leaving civilization behind to host a Deal or No Deal spinoff on a private island.
Ooh, one step to the right, we headed to the dive bar we always thought was nice.